The first 1,000 days begins at the moment of conception and carries on through to your baby's second birthday. The nutrition your baby receives in the first 1,000 days can have a big impact on their health and their physical and brain development for the rest of their lives. I've developed some recipes for expectant mums and babies, and I'm joined by dietitian Michelle Gray to show you some of them. Michelle, what are we concentrating on today?
So today we're really looking at your diet during pregnancy. We know that what a mum eats during pregnancy will have a huge impact on her baby's long-term health. And she really has to think about the food and the drink that she's eating, and what's going into her body is what's going to her baby as well. So it's really important that she has a really varied, balanced diet. And we're going to be looking at key nutrients like iron, omega-3, folic acid and calcium. So what have you got for us today?
Well, I've got one of my favourite recipes, and it's a little fillet of lamb which is really lean and tender, and it's done with a tomato and butterbean stew. So let's get cooking. So the first thing we're going to do for the lamb is make the marinade.
Perfect.
And I'm using the loin of lamb, which is a really lean cut. So you'd recommend lamb for pregnancy, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Really rich in iron, really rich in protein. And like I said, you've trimmed the fat off there. So, you know, keeping the fat to a minimum is great.
I love it. So I'm going to get you to grate that if you don't mind. And I'm going to pick a little bit of rosemary. So if you grab that there.
Do you want me to do the whole lot?
Yeah, well maybe half it, because it's only one piece of lamb. But like during pregnancy you can eat lots of different meats, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Really important to have a really varied, balanced diet during pregnancy. And you probably hear, you know, people saying, oh, I'm eating for two, you know, because I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that doesn't mean you can eat like 2 breakfasts, 2 lunches, 2 dinners and all the sweets and chocolates you want. You're really just thinking about the quality of the food. You need to eat better quality food.
So this is some fresh rosemary. So
Great.
It's a nice marinade. See the garlic there? If you wouldn't mind sprinkling it over. So what I've done with the garlic is peeled it. I've just sliced it, you can crush it, it doesn't really matter. It's going to flavour it. And I'm going to use a little bit of rapeseed oil in this. So I love rapeseed oil. You're a fan of it too?
Yeah, way better than using things like butter or lard or anything like that, and really rich in omega-3 fats as well.
And you could even use a garlic infused olive oil or rapeseed oil, or a lemon one works really well.
Yeah.
So I just want you to mix this all together and just kind of spoon that over. It's as simple as that. So what Michelle's doing is just mixing all the ingredients. That's the lovely garlic which is sliced, the rosemary, the lemon zest and the oil. So you're getting flavour in there. Perfect, well done. Like any meat you marinate, you got to leave it for a little while. An hour or 2 is fine.
Yeah.
So here's one we made earlier.
Great.
But we have to cook it yet. So we have this trim. So this will be marinating for about 2 hours. So good hot pan, and I'm going to use the oil that I've marinated the lamb in. So just a drizzle of this and a tiny little bit of black pepper.
Lovely.
Tiny little bit of salt. And then this goes onto the pan. So you sear this on here. So as soon as it hits the pan, it begins to cook. So we peel the onion, red onion, it's nice and sweet. So we're going to cut this in half. So you go 3/4 to the end of the onion with the point. Just watch your fingers when you're doing this. I can help you if you're a wee bit.
This is where it gets complicated.
No. And then you hold it all together and you dice it really small like that. It's all about practice. So every so often with the lamb, we give it a little movement. So don't turn it too soon. We want to get a nice kind of golden brown crust on the lamb. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get some of the rapeseed oil.
Cool.
And we're going to just cook off the onion for a moment. So I've preheated the pan. I'm going to bring over the board and I'm just going to literally scrape this in. Well diced, Michelle.
Nice.
Top marks. I'm going to just give this a little stir. I'm just going to move on to the lamb and just turn it over. So Michelle, what I'm looking for is that it's golden brown and a nice little bit of a crust. See that?
Lovely.
So I'm very happy with that. Michelle, I'm going to get you to pass me the chilli, and this is some dried chilli flakes.
Nice.
So what's your spices, pregnancy, what kind of thing?
Way better than using salt. So you're trying to cut down on all your salt and sugar. So using like spices and herbs is way better.
We're going to use sage in this, and then at the end, we're going to put some lovely fresh basil. You add so much freshness.
Grab it with my hands,
Yeah,
is that
of course.
all right?
No, absolutely. That's the only way to do it. And then I'm going to ask you again, I'm going to keep you busy, to pass me over the red wine vinegar. So this gives a lovely bit of sharpness to the sauce. And I'm just going to ask you to put a little splash, roughly just a splash. So you're going to cook out the vinegar, but you're going to be left with the flavour. And these are organic tomatoes which are just chopped. Throw them in there.
Gorgeous, lots of vitamin C in there as
Is
well.
there?
Yeah, really good actually for absorbing iron from, you know, your darkening vegetables and your pulse vegetables like your peas, beans and lentils. The vitamin C works with the iron to help the body to use it, so really good choice.
And it's a very important vitamin C, is it, in your diet?
Yeah, particularly for the iron absorption, but also for the immune system as well.
Okay. Can you pass me over the butter beans?
Can
And
indeed.
I always use a lot of beans, whether it's chickpeas, butter beans, even in a soup. I think they add great texture, don't they?
They
and flavour?
do, and they're a nice kind of cheaper alternative to meat. Like for example, if you were making a stew or a casserole or something, they kind of make the dish go a longer way. You could do maybe half meat, half butter beans or chickpeas, and they're a really good source of iron. So if your pregnant mum is a vegetarian, your butter beans, chickpeas, lentils, they're the alternative in terms of our protein and our iron source as well. So yeah, they're just lovely.
You're right. The butter beans are already cooked. I should have said that. They're from a can. We just drain them, rinse
Yeah.
them out, and always have a can of these in your kitchen cupboard. Just simply tear that with your
Tear
hands
it.
in there. Nice and
Up and
small,
ready.
yeah. And freshness again, the fresh basil at the end adds so much flavour and colour. I'm going to switch off the lamb. I want it just to rest for a moment, and I'm going to stir through the basil.
The colour of that is beautiful.
Oh, I love it. I love it. This is the lamb. So when I cook meat, I love my meat pink. But for
Oh.
pregnancy, what's your?
When you're pregnant, your immune system is a little bit kind of suppressed. So food hygiene and, you know, taking all the precautions is really, really important. So cooked meat right through.
So this is well cooked.
Look at that.
Well, it's tender and it's still moist. This is really important. And these are the butter beans. There's great texture in this can. You can call it a stew, you can call it a sauce. It doesn't really matter.
So yeah, this is a lovely, light, nutritious meal as well.
And then what I like to do is just drizzle with a tiny little bit of oil.
Lots of iron, lots of protein in the meat and the butter beans, lots of vitamin C in the tomatoes, and it's just a really nice, nutritious meal for pregnancy.
Good, I'm glad you're happy with it. So that's my lamb fillet with the tomato and butter bean stew. I hope you try it at home. For more recipes and information, log on to first1000days.ie or visit the First 1000 Days Facebook page.